What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Funboxing with Will. I'm your host, Will, from H2O Co-Film and Photo, and today we're going to be doing a review on a piece of audio equipment I picked up for filmmaking. It's called the Zoom Hn1 Handy Recorder. It's all around a pretty awesome recorder, and I've been using it for a while now. I wanted to give myself a couple months, at least a couple projects with it before I went ahead and put out a review so I could get the most information out of it I could before I came out with this video. If you find any of this information useful or helpful at all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click the like button, and hit the bell notifications for further videos in the future that I'm going to produce. I'm usually coming out with like tech reviews, always buying filmmaking equipment and stuff like that as a content creator. So I do reviews on all sorts of things. I did one on a monitor last week, field monitor, and I'm going to be doing one next week on a Weeble Lab gimbal. So yeah, if you like those tech reviews, this is the place to find them. Go ahead and click that bell notification. So getting into the recorder itself, I've used it on the set of a couple music videos, and then I used it on the set of two TV shows, well, a TV show and a short film that I'm filming, The Dark Patriot and The Hunt, so far. And so I've gotten quite a bit of hands-on experience with it, and I've come to find that it's a very useful recorder. Now, this company, Zoom, is a very dependable, reputable company. I found out they make better models that are more professional. This is more of a prosumer model from what I can tell. It's made out of plastic, albeit it's a really solid construction. It's got two cardioid microphones on top, so it records in stereo audio, which basically means that if you're listening to it on headphones or from a surround sound system, you're going to hear different sounds coming from different speakers, just because it records two channels at once, and then it gives it more of a 3D immersion experience from what I've found, which is very, very unique to it, and I like these kind of microphones very much, so it's very useful. I picked it up, I believe it was $160 now. I could be wrong. It's been about a month and a half since I bought it, so the value could actually be about, I think it was either $128 or it was $168, one of the two. But I'll put it in the description. I'll look it up after I make the video, and I'll put it in the description there, and a link to the item on Amazon so you can check it out yourselves. But some of the features that it has in it, and oh, by the way, it runs off two AAA batteries, so that's really awesome. You don't have to go out and buy any extra batteries or anything like that. Some of the features that it has is it has a USB port here on the side, so you can actually hook it up to your computer and record audio to not just this, but stream straight through your computer, which is very useful for people who do like podcasts or any kind of streaming when they're doing like a radio show or something like that, whatever your niche is. So I found that it's got the usefulness of that. Now, it didn't come with mine. It didn't come with the dead cat. I bought that separately. Now, I've seen some packages online for a little bit more than just the recorder, where it comes with like your SD card, and it comes with a couple dead cats and an extension cord for the 3.5mm audio jack, things like that. I think one of the packages even came with a cheap pair of headphones. But when you buy just the recorder itself, it doesn't come with the dead cat, but they're cheap. I bought a pack of two on Amazon for $6.98. I think after tax it was like $8, and they work great. So now I've heard that the Zoom H5 Handy Recorder, which is one of their more professional models, has a pod on the top that you can interchangeable pods for different kinds of microphones, including a shotgun mic, the parabolic mic, binaural audio. It's got the stereo dual cardioid mic, and then there's even one that's a wireless pod, so you can hook up your lapel mics to it. Wireless lapel mics, that is. So some of the other features that this one has that I'm assuming the other one does too, but is it runs off an SD card, of course. You can record up to 256 gigs of information on this one. Another reason I think that the Zoom 5 is a little bit more professional model is that you can record up to, I think, 1 terabyte on that one. This one doesn't really have any professional microphone hookups, so you can either run the audio straight recorded from these two stereo speakers that it records, or you can hook up an external mic as long as it's a 3.5mm jack mic, like one of the little micro Rode mics. I've actually used this. I've made my own boom pole out of it using a Takstar 598 mic. that has a 3.5 millimeter jack, and I went ahead and picked up this paintbrush extending pole at Home Depot for 25 bucks. And then I screwed in a 1/4 inch jack, drilled a hole through the tip, screwed in a 1/4 inch bit, and then put a nut in there, and then attached a hot shoe to that 1/4 inch bit, so I can just slide in my shotgun mic from Tacstar onto this, and then put the extension 3.5 millimeter jack extension cord directly into this. Gives me about, I think, 16 feet of cord, and then I can record secondary audio for my films using this audio recorder and a Tacstar mic. Real cheap boom pole options if you guys ever need that. I apologize about the crying in the background if you hear that. I put my 2-year-old son to bed about a half hour ago, and he's trying to fight it, so I'm trying to wean him off the bottle right now. It's been fun, let's just say that. But that being said, we'll get back to the review now. It also has some really nifty features in there, and they're really awesome. Like, one of them is the limiter. It has a limiter which allows it to, instead of cutting off your recording when you peak on decibel levels, say you're in a recording an audio scene, or a scene that needs audio recorded, and there's a loud bang, or like, you know, a gunshot in the scene or something like that. A lot of older recorders, they'll cut out if the decibel level redlines. Well, this one has an auto limiter on it, and it won't allow that to happen. It'll pretty much tone down the sound before it cuts out the decibel level. It also has a backlit display, which is very useful. It also has, my eyesight is so terrible, now the audio button here, when you hit that, it controls the bit rate that you're recording in. I believe it's 24-bit, 98-bit, 64-bit, or 48-bit. So there's plenty of options there, and it gives you some really high resolution sound. Really great audio with this. It also has a gain auto level. So you turn the gain auto level on, and it pretty much levels out the gain. You can either manually control it with the turn dial right here, or you can set the auto level. A lot of times I will set the auto level, that way I just don't have any spikes in audio. If my boom pole, my sound guy gets closer with the mic or further away with the mic, it doesn't, you know, change the audio that much, because it has an audio leveler. So when the people are talking in low tones, it pitches that up for you, and when they're too loud, it drops it down a little bit and keeps it all pretty much on the same track of a decibel level. So at least that's what I'm assuming it does, because that's what I've noticed that it does in the recordings I've made. I am no audio guy by far though, so if anything that I've said is not correct, please let me know. This is just what I've experienced myself. And then it also has a low cut button. That's the last button. There is a low cut button, and the low cut pretty much gets rid of all of the ambient noise, or does its best job to get rid of all of the ambient noise that you're picking up from the background and stuff that's not your main center of focus of audio that you're trying to record, and it does a really good job at cutting that down. I've noticed that it really is very useful. So I always turn on my low cut and my gain leveler. So I keep those running, and that way I don't have any high spikes in audio or any of that ambient background noise that I'm not trying to record. So as far as ports go, it's got the USB I discussed about how you can stream through the computer, and then it's got a 3.5 millimeter jack for the external mic that I discussed. It also has a headphone jack, so you can monitor your audio while you're recording it through a pair of headphones. And then, oh, and also it's got a 3/4 inch screw in the back, so you can actually mount this to a tripod or any other thing that has the 3/4 inch mount. So that's pretty much everything about it. I found it to be very useful. I've gotten about roughly 10 hours of battery life out of it from what I've noticed. I ran it for 2 days on set, and 12-hour day and a 6-hour day, and then the second day my batteries just barely died on me right as we were filming the last sequence. So it's got a really nice battery life to it, really good recorder, really good sound quality. Haven't really found any negatives to it, you know, other than maybe the construct of it itself, just a little cheap construction, I guess. It still feels sturdy, don't get me wrong, but it's plastic, like I said, whereas the Zoom Handy 5 that I've seen online for, I think, $300, which is about twice what this cost, It looks like it's an all metal construction, which looks very durable. Other than the construction quality, the audio quality is amazing, and it's worked for everything I've needed it for. So as I do put it in the prosumer brand name or spot bracket, I still think it's an amazing audio recorder. So that's my review. Yeah, I'll give it like 4 out of 5 stars. So and other than that, I just wanted to say, everybody stay safe. I know there's a lot of this coronavirus thing going around that's scaring people, but you guys just don't let the panic get to you, and just do the best you can to do your part and keep your distance from everybody for a couple of weeks. It's not that big of a deal. Just try to stay a little bit away from everybody, and I think if we all pull together, we'll get through it, come out the other end pretty much just fine. So yeah, everybody good luck with that, and stay creative, my friends, and I hope you guys have a great night.